Yeah, it was a woman, too. Take her home, sir. She's ready. Get her the hell out of here. You heard her. That's what comedians do. We get these women hot and horny. Well, look at me. What the fuck?
Well, Chris Kerner here. Of course, we're hanging out in the green room with, he caught us off guard. Hanging out in the green room with Vic Dunlop.
Yes.
Martin Walsh, Devin Callahan. And this is what college do.
And you are?
I'm Chris Kerner.
Oh, okay.
And I do have to say, you know, years ago I went on the road with Bruce Baum, and Bruce.
Speaking of green rooms.
Here, let me get you Bruce Baum. You just dropped that.
So he was one of the more famous guys that I ever went out with, you know, and he got all the great stories. And he always talked about Vic, and they talked on the phone a lot. And then I guess maybe 2 years later, I got a chance to actually meet Vic.
Yeah.
I got invited. It was an invitation-only thing to. It was very nice. I got to go out and do a CD recording for the. I got invited to be part of the Texas.
Comedy
Yeah. And
you were good.
Oh, thank you.
You were very funny.
I can't believe you remember that.
I think I said that to you, right? Didn't I say that?
You were lying.
Because I was trying not to pay him.
I know. You know what?
You were really good. In lieu of pay, his compliment. You were very good.
As I recall, it was $100 a minute with a 5-minute maximum. So they used 10 minutes of stuff. You got $100 up to $500. And Vic actually went up and opened the show. And like got one of the crowd, and this was nerve-wracking for me because I had to follow him.
Oh,
and
it was did great.
But it was nerve-wracking, and so it's always something, you know, that my first meeting with you, I felt like I already knew you, was hanging out with Bruce, but it wasn't good to meet you.
That's good practice, though. You know, I was working in a club in New Jersey a long time ago, and I was headlining, and I hadn't gone on yet, and then Eddie Murphy walked in and goes up to the club owner and goes, I'd like to come on and do 10 or 15 minutes. Club owner comes up to me and goes, hey man, you mind if Eddie Murphy goes on and does about 15 minutes? I said, no. I thought about it and I said, no, not at all. I mean, it's Eddie Murphy, man, yeah. I would like to see him myself. So about 55 minutes later, he comes to me and he goes, he's getting off real soon. He goes, you don't have to go up if you don't want to. I mean, the crowd was like, and they were calling out shit, you know, do this, and
request night.
Yeah, man, and he says, you don't have to, we understand, man, I mean, you know, follow it, and I said to myself, you know, I said, I gotta go on, I gotta go on and do this to test yourself, right? So I said, but do me a favor, I'll go on, but you tell them that another special guest has just arrived, this is amazing, this club, special guest pop in later, and just you tell them that Robin Williams is here. And I said, bring me up as Robin Williams. And after Eddie, everybody's like, woo! On their feet. As they're sitting down, he goes up there and catches the wave and goes, ladies and gentlemen, it's unbelievable. We got Robin Williams here to do something. The crowd stands up, ovation before I even reach the stage. They're up for about 3 minutes applauding. And I walked on stage and I went, no, he's not here, it's me. It's me, it's bullshit. It's like, for some reason, they just love the fact that I bullshitted them, and I had them in the palm of my hands the whole night. I did about 30 minutes. I didn't want to push it.
Right.
And I came off and I went, wow. And everybody went to me, we've never seen that done. That's great, man. Wow. You know, you followed Eddie Murphy. I said, well, I had to, you know, and if I sucked, I had a good excuse. It was Eddie Murphy. What do you think? And, you know, if I killed, I'm brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, so it worked out good.
Cool. Did you meet him? Did you get a chance to talk to him or anything?
Yeah, I did. He came up to me and said, hey, man, that was great. I saw I went long. And I said, yeah, my brother. You went a little long. You said 15 minutes.
That comment is black man approves.
Yeah.
He can say it.
Awesome.
Vic can say it.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
He was a nice guy. Houston. Boy, I like it here. I like your city, my friends. I like it. This will be a beautiful city. Yeah, seriously. I do like it. This will be a beautiful city if they ever finish fucking building it. Everywhere you go, the streets are half done here. What the hell is going on? Please, finish your fucking roads. I drive around in the middle of the night. Mira, cabrón, pendejo, ¿qué pasa con los aires aquí? I used to be Mexican. I went to Sweden, had a race change. Birdie, birdie, birdie.
So you've been doing this original Make Me Laugh. You're on the original Make Me Laugh.
Yeah.
And you've done all kinds of things.
I'm old.
Old school. What would you say was the one of the weirdest things that's ever happened to you in comedy? Like the weirdest comedy story that comes to mind, man.
The weirdest comedy story, not necessarily on stage or
Yeah, just anything.
Just,
He's narrowing it down.
Man, yeah, I don't know. How long is this show?
Long as you got. Long as you got.
The weirdest comedy story. Okay, just recently, I'll tell you one of the strangest things that happened to me recently. This is after 9/11. It's about 3 years afterwards. So everything is still fresh. I'm coming back from Detroit. I'm flying out of Detroit Airport. The night before I had a show, and a fan came up to me and said, I really love your stuff, man. And I use a cane occasionally. And I just injured my foot, so I had a cane that I was using. Came up to me and said, I noticed you got a cane here, I'd like to give you this cane. And he gave me a cane that had a beautiful head on it, some kind of a head on it. And I went, that is great, man. And he said, take it. I said, all right, thank you. So I put it in my room that night, didn't even look at it. I said how nice it was. Put it in the room. I'm going through Detroit Airport. I'm putting it in the X-ray and through the machine. And all of a sudden, it gets out on the other side. I see this cop pick it up, walk over to me. And before I knew it, there was like 6 cops around there, all with their hands on their guns, and I was going. And I had my other cane with me, and he says, "Is this your cane?" And I went. I mean, everything was just like it was a hesitation on everything because I was, well, yes, it is my cane. And he goes, I said, somebody gave it to me. Oh, who gave it to you? And I went, I don't know. Because I didn't know the fan. It was just a fan gave it to me. He goes, well, what was the name of the club you were playing? And I didn't know the name of the club. I went, I don't know. And he goes, you're a comedian? Yes. And every answer was like, this guy is an Arab. Right. He's a terrorist. It didn't matter what question I was going to. And I said, well, what's the problem? And he unscrewed the head of the cane and pulled out a sword this big. Ooh. Wow. And just kept pulling it out. I'm thinking, there's a little knife or something in there, and he kept going. And I'm looking at a sword at the end of the day that's this big in this cane, and I went, I didn't know. And he goes, well, I thought it was your cane. Oh no, somebody gave it to me. I have no idea who gave it. I'm a comedian, as a fan, and next thing you know, they're fingerprinting me. They're putting me. Says, it was a weekend too. It was Sunday, and they said we should keep you. He says we could have the right to lock you up until Tuesday because it was a holiday Monday. And I always seem to get busted for something on holidays. So I'm always spending an extra day in jail somewhere.
Tell me
you know what I mean? And he says, but I see you carry a cane. So I believe your story. And I said, look, it's the truth. And he let me go. And they said, we're going to send you a ticket. A detective will call you. And no kidding, the detective called me just from this one comedy gig and a fan. So I never take shit from fans anymore. Wow.
I don't take shit.
Yeah. Here's a grenade, Vic. We loved your show. No thanks. Oh, that's pretty. It was the strangest thing that ever happened to me on the road. I love Mexican people, man. Latinos, Chicanos. Órale! I do, man. I study drama with Mexican people. Chicanos are very dramatic. Latinos, very dramatic. Everything is drama. I love you, Maria. And don't forget it. Shakespeare, Mexican Shakespeare. Huh? Chicano Shakespeare. Shakespeare, yes. I would like to do some Mexican Shakespeare for you. For you, Chewy. Oh, not Chewy. What was the question? Friends, hermanos, and homeboys, lend me your green card, And then I graduated, got my first big break. I did a Mexican science fiction motion picture in Chicano Chi-Fi. Chi-Fi, yes. Called Star Juarez. The characters were great. Obi-Wan Menudo, Darth Vato, Han Cholo, Luke Sayud, that little robot, Artuputo. The little green lizard guy, Mota. The big furry guy, Chumama. She's looking at me. He must be from Los Angeles. Yes, I am. I am from Los Angeles. And Los Angeles, en la casa. You know, I mean, amongst other stories, but they're all sexual and deviant.
Do one.
Oh, I got a few deviant.
Regale us.
Okay. Cleveland. Cleveland, 1984. Well, yeah, I can remember that. Now, I want to preface this by saying that I am no longer a drug addict or alcoholic or hedonist. I have grandchildren.
I'm trying to keep up.
Yes, you just try to keep up. I passed the torch, or the bong. And so I'm in Cleveland. They welcome you always in Cleveland when we used to go back in the old days. They welcome, ask Andy Huggins, he'll know. They welcomed you with, a double vial of Graham of Coke and just, here we go, enjoy your stay in Cleveland, all this stuff. And he and the owner of the club, big fan, Make Me Laugh was on. Vic, we got, I used to go into Cleveland and it would be blizzard, snow, and there would be 40, 50 people, because I wore Hawaiian shirts because I was big and fat and that's all I could fit into. There would be 50 people out in the front line wearing Hawaiian shirts in the blizzard. So I'm walking in and the guy says, hey man, go on downstairs. We got something downstairs for you. The green room is there. And then they'd always leave a little thing, here, I'll clear this out for you. This was a little signature they'd leave just like this. Just a tent like this.
Cocaine tent?
Yeah, cocaine tent.
Oh, man.
And they'd walk down there, and I remember, I went down there, and I went like this, and I went, and it said, for Vic. And I went like this, and went, oh, that's great. So I got this, lining it all up, and there were big, huge lines like this, and I thought, oh, this is great. And I do one line, and I'm like, whoa. And I go like this, and I go, and I stop right here, and standing here are two police officers. And I stop, I went, and I had this thing like this, And they're looking at me, and he goes, are you Vic Dunlop? And I go, yes. And he goes, you from Make Me Laugh? Yes. And he goes, what's this on the table? And I had a bunch of pile over here, and I go, I don't know, I found it here. And the cop looks at me, and he just knocks it off the table, and he goes, you should be ashamed of yourself doing this shit. And he says, here, try some of this stuff. And he picks out of his stash, and he puts it out of his pocket. And he goes, we just confiscated this shit. And he puts it out there, and I just kind of, and he goes, go ahead, have some. And I was like, I don't know if I, have some. And And that was it, man. These cops were... Same guys pulled me over once in Cleveland, you know. I was smoking a joint. they put out the call, the APV, look for the comics, they're cruising, you know. And everybody knew us. That's how it was.
So they're so bored in Cleveland, they're putting out an APV to mess with the comics?
Yes, exactly. And I'm smoking a joint with another comic, Dak is his name. I don't know if you remember Dak, but we're smoking a joint. I look over the window, there's cars. And I'm going, oh shit. But I remembered the cops from before. I'm going, can we get out of this one? And he rolls down the window and he goes, what are you doing? And I go, oh God, this guy looks mean. I'm smoking marijuana. And he goes, throw it out the window. And I, yes, sir. Boom. And he goes, throws a whole bag of weed through my window. And he's there, smoke that shit.
Welcome to Cleveland.
I love Cleveland. I love Cleveland. But those were the old days.
Man, that's awesome.
Now I've got asthma. And a deviated septum.
Is that right?
No.
Okay. You just laughed. It's no, man. You know what? It's thank you so much for sharing with
that's
us.
just old comedy stuff.
It's awesome, man. It's so great. Like I said, it's such a pleasure to hang out with you. And I'm not saying that. It was cool to meet you, and I was nervous, and I was glad I did follow you.
Yeah.
And I completely silenced the crowd, as I recall.
No, you didn't. You were the first one up. You did great.
And I didn't get on the CD, but you
didn't?
No, I didn't.
Once I record those, I send them over to the guy.
Yeah, no, I didn't get on there, but my stuff wasn't really truck driver friendly. I was doing wife and 2 kids jokes. I wasn't doing methamphetamine.
No, exactly right.
Stuff, you know.
Exactly
I didn't have a Jiffy Lube joke one.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. But you were funny. You did a great job.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
It's
that.
a tough one.
That means a lot. And once again, thanks a lot for coming. And Television Tom is here tonight. He's out of jail.
Hi,
We're
Tom.
so happy to have him.
I like the jumpsuit, Tom. That looks good.
Trying to hide the orange from behind the camera.
He still has warrants, so
That's why you're not showing his face.
That's right. But that's it. This is the Last Rock Green Room, and we're checking out. Thank you very much, Vic. I
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Thanks.
I wish I had some money or a parting gift or
No,
something.
man, listen.
Martin, once again, thank you very much.
Listen.
We appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Good luck with the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Next time, don't bring Tom.
Yeah. He'll be in jail.
Okay.
Later.
Awesome, man.
All right. I gotta get out. I do. I like you, man. I like you guys. Hey, tip your weight. I mean, look at her. Look at her. She is working her ass off. Look at her ass. Come on. All right. Next time you're driving down the street, cops pull you over, and they will. It's their job. Sirens are blaring, lights are flashing, people looking out the window to see if they know you. If this happens to you, buy yourself a Twilight Zone tape. Play that tape real loud. Near, 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 near. Everybody, help me out. Near, 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 near. Then put these on. Near, 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 near. By the time the cops pull you over, and believe me, they will. Before they get to your window, make sure you're sitting in the passenger seat. I don't know, officer, he was here a minute ago. No, I'm not stoned. Glaucoma. I wear these to drive during rush hour traffic. No one cuts me off. They don't want to see this in the rearview mirror. Come on! I like to swim with these. I'll swim around, jump out of the pool, run up to the lifeguard and go, hey man, do something about the chlorine here. This is bullshit. I walked into Lens Crafters yesterday. I want to see the manager, I want to see him. No! These are a little tight, jack off. I wear these every Saturday morning in case a Jehovah's Witness knocks at my door. Have you seen Jesus? Of course, I'm naked, that helps. Jesus, he's in the back. We're barbecuing.